Welcome to Philosophy 6, Logic at Las Positas College. We're spending some time now going over some sample questions from Hurley's Mindtap, section 6.3, dealing with truth tables. And here we're dealing with truth tables for complex propositions. The entire proposition is given here, and we want to find the truth value for the proposition, complex proposition as a whole. Over here we have an indication of all the possible truth values for both of the sentence letters, K and Y, which occur in this complex proposition. And so all we're going to do is check for each of these designations of the truth value of K and Y respectively, what will be the outcome of the truth table. So when K is true and Y is true, what will be the outcome of this proposition? So it's worthwhile for us to start by identifying our main connective. In this case it's pretty easy because everything is in parentheses, with the exception of our wedge or our or here. So we know that's the last thing we're going to operate on because it connects both sides of the argument to complete the argument. Now it doesn't really matter here if you do truth tables by starting and going down the line, one line at a time. In other words, first we do this line, then we do this line, then we do this line. Or if instead we start and we do one column at a time. As long as we proceed in the correct order and we keep the order of operations consistent with the meaning of the logical operators, either one is fine. If you get something wrong, Hurley is going to give you a solution to these problems that goes column at a time, up and down. So I will go in the same way, even though traditionally I have actually gone the opposite way. Doesn't matter logically, again, as long as you take each step in the right order. So the easiest thing to do first is just to look at places where all you have is a sentence letter. If all you have is a sentence letter, it's going to be very easy to just fill in by looking at the left-hand column, which truth value goes with each sentence letter in each column. So my first sentence letter here is the K. So all I need to do is take a look at this column here and make my way down. So K has a truth value of T here, which means I can put in a truth value of T here. K has a truth value of T here, which means I can put in a truth value of T here. Working my way down the lines and columns, I look to the left and see false and false. Looking at Y now, I see Y has a truth value of T here and false here. So I'm going to indicate T here and F here. And then T and F going down the line. I'll do the same thing for K and Y as they exist here, looking to the left and filling it in. And realistically, once I've completed that, that's all I need from the left over here. So now I can look at these complex propositions and start solving using the appropriate order of operations. What's going to be the next thing I need to do? Well, remember we're always looking for those tildes first. I see a tilde next to a sentence letter, and it's within these parentheses. So let's go there first. So if Y was true, when Y is negated, it will be false. If Y was false, when that's negated, it will be true. Y is true, that's negated, it will be false. Y is false, when that's negated, it will be true. Now I could operate on this next between the tilde and the k here, because they're within parentheses at the same level as the one on the left here. Hurley has us solving primarily left to right, and so we can do that as well. So k, if and only if y. Remember that for the if and only if, it's only true in case they're both true or they are both false. Right? If I say, I'll meet you at your house if and only if you buy me a present. If I met you at your house and you bought me a present, what I said is true. If I don't meet you at your house and you didn't buy me a present, what I said was true. But if one is true and not the other, I'm a liar. So, T if and only if T, true. T if and only if false, false. False if and only if true, false. False if and only if false is false. Right? And hopefully it's pretty clear what I am doing here, since this is the same kind of thing we were already doing last week. But we have another set of parentheses at the same level here, separated only by the or. We've operated on the tilde. Now we're operating between the k and the tilde because the value of y has been changed already by this operation. So if you like, just for clarity, we can mark these off to make it clear that what we have is an and in between here and here. So remember that an and is true if and only if both sides are true, right? I'm going to meet you at the park and I will bring dessert. Only if both of those turn out to be true is what I said true. So if we have true and false, only one half of it is true, then it's false. True and true, both halves are true, it's true. False and false, it's false. False and true, it's also false. Okay. Again, just thinking of where we've gotten with this, with both of these, we've worked on the conjunct. And now this is the truth value of this entire set of statements here, when the truth value of the individual letters is as indicated here. Same could be said of this, because the truth value for this entire complex proposition has been determined for each of these sentence letters. Now we only have our main connective left, and so we just have an or connecting these two columns. Remember, an or is always true, just in case either half of it is true. I'll either meet you at 5 o'clock or I'll meet you at 10 o'clock. If I meet you both times, that's great, as long as I meet you at least one, what I said is true. If I don't meet you at 5 and I don't meet you at 10, then what I said is false. So, true or false, one half of it is true, so it's true. False or true, one half is true, so it's true. False or false, that's the case where it's false. False or false, again, that's the case where it is false. We've already said that our main connector is right here, so we can fill that out as well. Now let's submit this and see how we did. And you can see that I somehow did make a mistake along the way. I feel like I must have said the right thing. You can see that I did make a mistake here. So we have a false and a false with an if and only if. And like we said, the if and only if is always true, just in case both sides match. If both sides are false or both sides are true, this should read true. And then when we end up operating on our or up here, we have true or false. And as long as one half of a disjunction is true, we know that the result is going to be true. Other than that, we did pretty good. You can see that Hurley gives substantial credit here for truth tables that are substantially right, but also have an error or two. So I hope this sample gives you a sense of how to work. You can see some of the strategies that I used. You can see how easy it is to make a mistake. It'd be fun to go back and see if I said the right thing and just put the wrong thing in, or if I actually made a reasoning mistake there. Either way, I can always try another, and Mindtap should be set to only take my best score.